Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. So, let's start. Firstly, I got a juggling ring. Yes, I got examples. I'm showing you. Firstly, this is a juggling ring. Everybody has seen one of these. Standard juggling ring. I think it's like, I got a measuring tape. What do we got? It is 33 centimeters. Interesting. I thought it was 32. Whatever. 33 centimeters from side to side. We all know there's a standard juggling ring, you know. This is the one. Most juggling rings are that size. Then there's the bigger ones that you'll see a lot of people do things. Specifically, they like to do more rolling things. Basically, any ring juggler that's doing the good stuff usually uses a bigger juggling ring. Why is that? I don't know. I really don't know. I prefer a smaller ring personally. That's just me. But yeah, those are standard rings. If you haven't watched either Jay Gilligan's lectures, you really should. He has a great story in there about the invention of the plastic juggling ring and how the guy who was trying to invent it didn't have any good examples, so he grabbed a cookie tin, and that's how you got this plastic juggling ring. Except it wasn't this one. It was like this size or something like that. It was smaller. It was like on the inside of this, which I don't have one of those here today, but I have juggled them in the past, and if you've juggled them in the past, you know they are no fun. They're just no fun to juggle. Like, they really make everything harder for some reason. I really don't understand why. I'm sure there's a physics reason, but I'm not a fan. But I really do love that story because it just makes me think, you know, about juggling rings, why I think this is the standard even though it wasn't invented first. There's a thing there, you know. It's interesting. Those are the three standard juggling ring sizes. There's also a guy that I follow on Instagram, which big fan of their stuff, Nico. You should definitely check them out. He makes little tiny rings, like little tiny rings. I just love it so much because I see it, I'm like, how is that a juggling ring? But he does really interesting, cool stuff with it, and it furthers this question that I'm going to be asking soon. And they're really cute. They're really cute little tiny rings. Like, how would you not want one of those? Speaking of which, I kind of want a tiny club too. That'd be really cute. Like little tiny, but like an actual, it's not even important. So what I'm saying is, everybody knows that's a juggling ring. We get it. We understand what juggling rings are. I thought I understood what juggling rings are until the other day I was in the park, strolling through the park as I do sometimes, and I came across this. Like, what? What? Like, look at it. It's completely flat, solid piece of plastic. Look, it's flat on this side, flat on this side. It's not hollow, but it's like big. It's big. I saw this, and I was like, oh, this is a hoop. But why? Why did I think this was a hoop and not a juggling ring? Bear with me here. There's something here. Trust me. So let's think about this. Let's go and let's try to define what a hula hoop is. Here we go. I got my hoop. This is one of my hoops. I prefer like a slightly bigger hoop for a lot of my one hoop manipulations. It just works better for me. But when I'm juggling, I like a hoop like this. This is a nice size hoop. What size do we have here? Terrible estimation. This looks like it's 82 centimeters. That's dangerous. Be careful with those things. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, those hoops are 82 centimeters. I've seen people use hoops that are smaller. People use hoops this size. A lot of people who do isolation things, like hoops even smaller than that. I've seen hoops of all different sizes. I was gonna say shapes and sizes, but they all basically are circle. But what I'm saying is, the size does not define a hoop for some reason. I have seen hoops that are this big. That does exist, and those would be called hoops. Why? Why is it not a ring? That's what I'm asking. Is it because they're not flat? You know, like this is a thin, flat ring? Maybe, could be. This is a little thicker, you know. This would be a hoop because it's a little bit thicker. It's not much thicker, you know. This is probably just like 2 rings of these taped together. But they do make juggling rings that are thick. Like, look at the rings that Renegade has. Renegade juggling has those hollow rings. They come in different sizes. I think some are like 1/4 inch. They even go up to like a 1/2 inch, maybe even a full inch thick. That's thicker than this. And they're rounded on the edges. That feels much more like a hula hoop to a ring than me, but they are rings. Those are the rings that I learned how to juggle with, were those big fat rings. That's why I did not, when I started juggling, I didn't even think it was possible to juggle 5 rings. How could you even hold more than 2 in your hand? There's no way. That's a whole nother discussion of something else, but it's those rings are there. The Renegade rings are hollow. They're thick. So why would this not be a ring? It's hollow and thick. Is it because it's rounded? This is like a perfectly round thing. I thought that till I found this. This is flat. It's way flatter and sharper on the edges than the what's it called? The Renegade rings. Is it because this part isn't like, this part is thicker this way? Maybe that's what it is. Is that it? Is this, like, this has to be a certain distance? Like, is the ratio of, like, I don't even know, thickness to girth? I don't even know what these words would be, but like, is that ratio the thing that defines a ring or a hoop? And if that is, then what's the line? At what point does this, like, how many more centimeters do we add going this way for this to become a ring? That's my question. Is a hula hoop a ring? I don't know.